Okay. Good evening. My name is Sarah Bratcher. I am a CPA who has about um, 15 years experience right now in specifically real estate investing, accounting. I started out in tax accounting for a CPA firm and quickly realized I didn't really like to prepare taxes. I don't mind talking tax strategy, but the tax prep was just it was a lot and not my wheelhouse. I started working for an investor slash developer. I worked with him for 8 years. We did a lot. He was huge. He grew really quickly. And I decided to go out on my own and open my own bookkeeping firm for real estate investors. I've been a part of the Better Life Tribe for a year uh, this month. I think it was early November last year when I actually joined. My husband and I did. We have real estate investments, and I've talked to so many people in the Better Life Tribe about their bookkeeping, and I get a lot of questions about it. So I just wanted to just help as many people as I can because it can get very, very overwhelming. And you, and by no means have to use my services. I completely understand not everybody is a great fit for everybody um for business, as in relationships and everything, any type of relationship. So that's kind of where I stand on it. But I do want to, if you're looking for another bookkeeper or something, I just kind of wanted to go over the most questions I get. Well, some of these are during the sales process, but some of them are just kind of general stuff like, hey, can you help me when you're still doing your bookkeeping yourself? Um, and probably the most common question I get is the best accounting software to use. People get very overwhelmed in looking at QuickBooks and QuickBooks Online, and that's very understandable. It's a lot. There's a huge learning curve, um, and it does get overwhelming. But in my very honest opinion, it's the best for the reporting part of it. That I've looked at so many others and just especially for real estate investors because we have more than one income stream, and which would be a property or a kind of a project or a unit or something like that. And QuickBooks just has the best in reporting for that. In my opinion, in my uh years of using everything, a lot of property management software have the accounting function in it, but it can get very clunky on the back end, and you've got to wait for customer service to get back to you to figure something out, and they have to do a lot of stuff to get you set up, and it can be pretty rough. My former employer I was telling you about, he had over 1,000 units in his personal portfolio, and I was the CFO over everything, and we used Appfolio for his 1,000 units, and we had a dedicated customer service rep because we had 1,000 units. It was big. It was, you know, and we actually had his cell phone number. We could text him if we had issues and everything. So that made Appfolio easy to use then. But if you just have 10, 15, 20 units, um I still think QBO is the best option uh, to get good reporting from that. Um, Stessa, excuse me, um, Stessa has really good reporting for that, but Stessa does not allow you to reconcile your bank accounts, which can leave some big gaps in uh, ensuring you got all your transactions in, you didn't duplicate any transaction accidentally, you didn't delete any transaction accidentally. There's some other things that I need Stessa to do before I can like really start recommending it a lot. So yeah, QuickBooks is my go-to. It's um, what I require all my clients use now. And we manage all of it. We look out all of it, and we help our clients understand how to pull the reports they need, if they need something before we can get to it. If they're, really need to get this deal closed and the lender's asking for another balance sheet or, whatever. Then we try to help our clients understand how to do all that. It's getting better though, more user friendly. And probably the second, it may not be the exact question, but the most, overwhelmed people get and they want to ask for help with is receipt management. These receipts are getting out of hand. I can't, keep up with it. How do I make sure everything gets coded properly, all that. That's a huge cause for overwhelm when you have all the managing of the receipts and everything. And my favorite system for that is Dropbox. Google Drive is free, but it's, I don't know, and maybe I'm just not using it right, but I just can't. I find it hard to really get when I get too many folders in Google Drive. I just feel like I can't find what I need to find quick enough, and I try to use the search function, and I can find the one file, but I can't find the whole folder. And anyways, so I feel like it's easier to drag and drop from Dropbox as well. So I use Dropbox, and the key to receipt management is having a great naming convention. Um, Mine personally is I put the date, which starts out with the year, month, and day, and then I do an underscore, and I do the job or the property name. And then I do another underscore and the category, which is, would be like plumbing, HVAC, maintenance, um, lunch, food, entertainment, whatever. And I apologize. I was going to have a slideshow for you, but it did not convert. I couldn't get it to work somehow. So I have it here on this screen, in PDF form, but I couldn't get it up here for y'all guys. So that's why I keep looking away. So your receipt management, yes. The naming convention is huge on that. You can, if you get your naming convention down and you do all that, Dropbox, you can have it on your phone, take a picture while you're out and about, and you can just get used to your naming convention, and get it in Dropbox really quick, and then you can have a VA help you organize it into different folders, whether you want to do it by project or by month or whatever works best for you. um, and then a lot of people ask me if they really need to reconcile their bank statements monthly. And yes, I truly believe you need to, because in that month, you can remember more of the details of the transactions and can categorize them quickly, especially for do it yourself bookkeepers. It can get out of hand really quick. And then April 14th is here and you still don't have anything done. So if you can stay on top of it monthly, that's the best thing in my opinion. And then when should I hire a bookkeeper, which is a great question. Um, there's lots of factors, money, time, those are the two main ones. And then just what is your passion? Is your passion bookkeeping? Then, in keeping the finances, then yeah, let's just keep at it. But if you are feeling overwhelmed and it makes sense financially, it's time to hire a bookkeeper. And I would think that um you would have to, get consultations with several different bookkeepers, and then figure out what is in your budget. But also you need to work backwards from that and say, okay, if this bookkeeper is 500 hours or $500 a month, and I'm spending 5 hours a month on my bookkeeping, that is relieving, $100 an hour for me. Can I make more than $100 an hour doing that? Then yeah. If your bookkeeping is, if you get a quote and it's $2,000 a month, and you're only spending 10 hours, then, it might not weigh out to, be a good decision for you. But if you're overwhelmed, absolutely, it's time to hire out your bookkeeping and find several different people, get several different quotes. I think the Bigger Pockets forums have a place to find a bookkeeper on it as well. It would be a good one. And then Instagram, there's a lot of us on Instagram. I chat with them often and everything. So those are just some places you can hire a bookkeeper. You can get a bookkeeper through one of the VA companies where they from the Philippines, I think it is. Um, I think there are some of them. My caveat to doing that is that you understand the bookkeeping um somewhat to be able to train them, because if you find a VA, you have to be able to train them in what you want, and if you don't know what you want, you're not going to be able to train them well, and there might be some disconnect there. So if you are very well versed in your bookkeeping, then yes, it might be worth it to hire a VA to do it. And I will say I have a lot of clients. Well, I don't have a lot. I have a couple of clients that do flips, a lot of flips, and we do work closely with assistants with them to do their assistant does their receipt management, and we work with the assistant and them to do the reconciliation and the monthly bookkeeping and the monthly reports, and we have meetings with them and go over all that information. Um, so that. And what should I expect from a bookkeeper? Uh, and that is, it's all over the place with how people, sorry, it's all over the place where what people offer from bookkeeping, and some bookkeeping firms do just, categorization and um just simple stuff, and they might advertise their $100 a month, and they're not going to be able to help you help produce those in-depth reports and um a lot of other stuff that might be helpful for you. um but I would, I would, when trying to hire a bookkeeper, I would question them, what all do they provide for their fee, and um, what would you want to see from them? I would think at least a monthly report and a monthly meeting with the bookkeeper to go over everything that's in the books and on the reports, and see where they're on track to do. I would expect some kind of looking at ratios and figuring out if you are on track for what you want. If you have a tax strategist, it would be nice for the bookkeeper to know what your tax strategy is for that year from your tax strategy meetings, and so you can, they can go with you and keep track of that. And then what price should I expect to pay a bookkeeper? And it varies. There are some that go for hourly, and there are some that do value-based pricing, which is a monthly one. And I think the hourly they're saying is between $50 and $150 an hour these days. And then the value-based pricing is really just dependent on how many transactions you have. The more transactions you have, the better, the higher the price is. I would say if you have 10 doors, and they're all long-term, they're not short-term, they're very low transactions, I would, I would expect over 500, maybe about 750 per month for that. And if you have very simple bank structures and entity structures. If they're all in different LLCs, you would probably expect to pay more, and that would affect the structure of all that and everything. So anyways, that is all I have today.